Organic Shorts.
Oh, yeah.
Hey folks, we're going to talk about how to name functional groups that include alcohols in them. So looking at our priority chart here, we can see that alcohols are pretty far up, but there are still some functional groups that take priority over them. So there is a potential that we'll need to use the suffix. If the alcohol is the highest priority group, we'll use the OL ending. Or if it becomes the highest, not the highest priority, we would then use the hydroxy prefix. And so looking at our alcohols here, this is what an alcohol looks like. It is a oxygen bonded to a carbon, and that oxygen is bonded to one additional hydrogen. Now, what's worth noting is that the alcohol does not need to be at the end of a compound. We can have alcohols in the middle of our parent chain, or we can have them at the end of our parent chain. Because there's the opportunity for this carbon to be bonded to other things, we do need to give a number to this alcohol group no matter where it is in the parent chain. So the rules are as follows. Name the longest chain, the parent chain containing the hydroxyl or the alcohol group. Number the alkane chain so that the OH group gets the lowest number possible. And that's if it's the highest priority functional group. If it's the highest priority functional group. Highest priority functional group. Then we give it the lowest number possible. If there are functional groups with an even higher priority, we want to give those ones the lowest numbers. We're going to change the E in the ending of ANE to OL. And so sometimes what we'll end up with here in this case is we'll end up with ANOL. And I used to tell my face-to-face students that alcohol ends in anal. Anol, sorry. So a number is used to show the position of the hydroxyl group. If not the highest priority functional group, we use the prefix hydroxy and number the location of the alcohol. So looking at this compound here, I'm going to erase this carbon just for consistency's sake. We have a hydroxyl group and an alcohol group connected to one carbon. And so we would call this methane. And then once we have the AN, we want to change this. Normally we'd call this methane if it was a one carbon structure, but we want to change this ending to OL here. We end up with a longer molecule like this, for example, and we have an OH. Sometimes it'll be represented just like this as an OH. We can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different carbons, but I know that I can number this and have this hydroxyl group have a lower number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have our alcohol group on carbon number 3, and so we're going to call this 3-hexanol. So this 3 doesn't indicate that the hexane has anything. The 3 comes and then the OL comes immediately after. And so we know that this 3 applies to the alcohol group and is telling us where the alcohol is. That's how to name alcohols and organic compounds. We'll see you in the next video.